These theories will make you question everything. So remember, this is for entertainment purposes only. Let's check it out.
You see this TikTok? This meat we literally got about 4 days ago, and I cooked this, all right? Now, when my dog doesn't eat it, I know there's something wrong, okay? Now, I did taste it, and I automatically spit it out of my mouth. I'm gonna have this meat tested. I'm gonna have it tested by somebody I know. 4 days, this meat smells, it doesn't smell like normal meat going bad, but it smells like something like lab-grown meat, okay? Which I did find out that the stores around here, only a few of them, are selling lab-grown meat, okay? So we're going to take a trip into that store with this meat, and we're going to hand it back to them and ask them what is going on and why is the meat this color? Why does it look like this? It doesn't look right. Unbelievable. This is what they're selling us now. This is what they want you to eat right here. Lab-grown.
See that you can't even feel comfortable. You gotta test your meat these days, bro. Like, seriously, what's going on? Why is it looking like this? Why does it smell a certain way? And I feel like they're trying to pull one over and try to slide it in up under the table. Like we ain't gonna notice. Bro, we've been eating this stuff since we were young. So when things start to look, yes, we're gonna notice. What do you expect? Well, yes, we're gonna notice. And then it makes me think about when I was hearing, was it Bill Gates they was talking about? Mixing it with humans. Like, you know what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say the best thing without trying to get me, you know what. But yeah, ever since I heard that, and then you see stuff like this, what am I supposed to think?
It's happening to our food.
Man, I can't watch no more of that. And you wonder why we 7 feet tall with all these ailments and different things going on with our bodies. Why we seem so abnormal and the slightest thing makes us sick. Man, it's crazy what you're seeing. I watched a video the other day. Y'all saw it. The watermelon was leaking fluid, shooting clear across the room. Why is this happening? What is going on? Why is this allowed?
Okay, here's why meat tastes good. The only reason meat and fish taste good is because of the seasoning they put on it. If you're a kid right now, I dare you to tell your parents the next time they cook fish or chicken, to not put any seasoning on it. They're gonna look at you like you're crazy. They're gonna say, boy, that's the best part. The seasoning's the best part. And guess where the seasoning comes from? From Mother Earth, from nature, from the plants grown outside. You can even make your own seasoning. Let's say I cut my arm off, I cook it, and I put seasoning on it. Just like the chicken and the fish. And I gave it to you and said, here you go. And you started eating that. You wouldn't have any clue it was my arm. It's because of the seasoning. Okay, here's why meat tastes.
I see what you're saying. You know what I mean? But I don't know, man. And I tried the whole vegan thing like I was going to do it gung-ho. I didn't go full-blown vegan. I ain't going to sit here and lie to you. But I tried to start incorporating it in. Trying to eat like certain brands of plant-based food and stuff like that. Be honest, bro. They not there yet with the taste. They're still experimenting, trying to get it right and everything like that. And I don't even want to think about what they're experimenting with. But it just ain't there yet, fam. And I'm just not there yet. So what I try to do is just eat better and incorporate intermittent fasting with that. Once I do that, that's me making a valiant effort. And you know what I'm saying? And I can live with that each day, knowing I'm not taking it to the max with horrible eating. But I'm trying to contain it and do the best I can each day. I feel like that's the best way to go for me right now.
Folks, I just watched Netflix's latest documentary, if you can even call it that, on this twin study. It's called You Are What You Eat, or something along those lines. I watched it so you don't have to, and honestly, I wish I hadn't. This thing is draped in the guise of science, but it's nothing short of vegan propaganda, much like what we saw in the Game Changers. Same old players, same old rhetoric. They got Michael Grieger, Pat Brown from Impossible Burger, who, by the way, looked like he's been dragged out for this, all pushing the same agenda. It's filled with the usual bashing meat, demonizing saturated fat, and these dramatic, overblown claims about animal agriculture destroying the planet. They even roped in a rancher and a chicken farmer to paint this doom and gloom picture, saying our only salvation is eating plants and mushrooms. The study they're basing this on, they followed 21 pairs of twins, focusing on just a handful. They measured some stuff like telomere length and microbiome shifts, hyping them up as if they're the be-all and end-all indicators of health and longevity. But let's be real, the science isn't that clear-cut. Almost no one was excited about the vegan diet. Surprise, surprise. They included some unscientific sexual health measurements showing results for just 2 out of the 21 pairs. It's all about emotional appeal. It's not real science. And they showcase this Michelin star restaurant, 11 Madison Park, that went vegan and now gets awful reviews. Then there's this vegan cheesemaker trying to make us believe it's better than the real deal. It's all a sales pitch for these fake meats and cheeses, which, by the way, most people aren't buying. These companies are tanking. And despite the high production value funded by all these vegan donors, they're not moving the needle. People aren't flocking to this lifestyle. The metrics they measured, like TMAO and LDL cholesterol, that they claim these will improve your life, but it's highly speculative. And the most tangible thing, the vegans either lost muscle mass or failed to gain any compared to the omnivores. They try to make a big deal out of a contaminated chicken spreading bacteria on kitchen counters. This isn't groundbreaking. Any food can do that. They're just trying to gross you out to push their agenda. Most of us buy meat, dairy, and eggs, and they're fine. They're not making us sick. This overemphasis on saturated fat as the villain is outdated. Soon studies will debunk this myth once again. Bottom line, this documentary is a high-dollar vegan propaganda masquerading as science. It's not about saving the planet or improving your health. It's about selling you fake food for profit. If you watch it, prepare to roll your eyes. I'm off to enjoy a steak now, so let me know if you had thoughts if you've seen it.
I'm off to enjoy a steak. That's the thing for me, bro. I cannot. Steak, fam, that's gonna be the one for me, bro. I grew up on it. You know what I mean? Whether we ate steak at that night and then we woke up the next morning and ate steak and eggs. That's the type of family I come from. You know what I mean? So, yeah. That one's gonna be hard for me. But I did come across this documentary. I only watched the first few minutes of it before I was like, I don't know if I want to go down this road right now, because I know what it's going to do to me. For the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be super paranoid about what I eat. You know what I mean? And I'm already on a 21-day fast, which I finish up in the next 4 days. So I'm looking forward to my steak meal at the end of this, bro. I haven't had meat in 20 almost in 17 days. So, yeah, but I saw the first few minutes of it and the two guys talking about it. You know what I mean? One was a farmer and the other one I can't remember. But you'll see it. As soon as you click on Netflix, it's probably within the first few, because I think it's ranked number whatever. It's highly ranked, meaning a lot of people are watching it, or that's just how they get us to watch it by putting a ranked number by it. Whatever. You know what I mean? But I don't know, man. Like I said earlier, the taste just for the vegan life ain't there yet. I do want to be healthier. I do want to live longer. But I often tell y'all, when I stare at my 88-year-old grandmother finna turn 89, she eats what she wants, when she wants. And it ain't the healthiest, bro. I go ahead and tell you. And she's probably better health than most people I know. So that's where the struggle comes in for me. You know what I mean? I know I'm part of her bloodline. But at the same time, I know I'm different. My makeup, my body mass, everything is different from her. So I need to kind of figure out what works for me. You know what I mean? I know I can't be out here just going crazy. And I know I need to be around for my kids and my family. So I need to figure out how to maintain some sort of a healthy lifestyle for longevity.
I want to share with you a favorite meal of mine because it is cheap, fancy, and I feel somehow monastic. And I think it's quite delicious.
What's that?
So we start with a bed of brown rice. We add some seaweed, can of tuna, and some black olives. Drizzle with a little salt, drizzle with a little olive oil, drizzle with a little balsamic vinegar. Oh, delicious. Oh, and I almost forgot my roasted sesame seeds. There we go. And essentially, it's either very cheap human food or very fancy cat food, but either way, I like it. And personally, this is how I am attempting to stop myself from unhealthy snacking, because if I'm just like doing some writing or whatever, I make this, and then I have this, and this is a thing, this is my default thing, because if I eat a bunch of it, if I just zone out and I'm just like, no, I'm just going to eat a bunch, I eat a bunch of brown rice. Oh no. Because I don't like having to maintain attention on the quantity I'm eating, because, well, sometimes I like to overeat. So this is my attempt to maybe be a little healthier while still maintaining the habits that I enjoy. I want to share with you a favorite.
For me, I think my Achilles heels when it comes to snacks, because yeah, I can tend to overdo it with snacks. For me, it's chips, like not sour cream and onion, salt and vinegar, Doritos, stuff like that. I can go crazy. It used to be Funyuns as well. That with a drink, I kill a whole bag, and I look around, I'll be looking for another bag. That was my that was where I messed up, I think, the most. Eating chips. Stop to the store on the way home, grab some chips. Used to be driving a truck, make sure I had me a big bag of chips beside me. You know what I mean? Like, that was me. So snacking throughout the day, always trying to eat a little something, that's where my problem came in. You know what I mean? And I say problem. I'm not a heavy set person. You know what I mean? I'm not even over 200 pounds. So I think I'm ideal size for my height, but I do know when I look around at family members who suffer with diabetes, who struggle with weight issues and health problems and complications due to overweightness, I know where I can get to. I know where I can easily get to. And that's because growing up, man, my family didn't love to do nothing but cook. Whether it be a cookout, you know what I mean? Grilled chicken, grilled whatever, fried fish, fish fries, all of that kind of stuff, man, they would just do at the drop of a dime. And a lot of them got big and heavy set, you know what I'm saying? And had different complications from that, or currently have different complications from that, you know? So I know I have to monitor, because for me, losing weight is hard, but if I need to gain weight, that's nothing. You know what I mean? I can pick up weight like it ain't nothing. But I know I need to maintain and stay under a certain weight so I can remain healthy.
And now to a recall alert as you get your kids' lunches ready. Kraft Heinz is recalling more than 83,000 cases of individually wrapped Kraft Singles American processed cheese slices. That's because part of the wrapper could stick to the slice and then become a choking hazard.
Too bad. I have another recall for you. So Kraft Heinz, you know, the ones who just recalled Capri Sun drinks for chemicals being in them, is now recalling sliced cheese. Apparently the sliced cheese had thin and very small pieces of plastic attached to them. Of course it's a potential choking hazard, but even if it wasn't, who in the hell wants to eat plastic? So far, Kraft Heinz claim there has only been 6 reports of people choking. Do not eat this. And if you have them, trash it immediately. It is not worth it risking your health trying to save a couple of dollars.
Yo, they were talking about this the other day, You know, and it's been this thing going around for a long time talking about the plastics and stuff like this and the cheeses and different things, right? And they were also saying like they don't even call it cheese anymore on the wrappers or whatever like that because it doesn't contain enough stuff to deem it cheese or whatever. I don't know, man. It seems like it's it seems like the things that we knew growing up as a child don't exist anymore. Everything seems different. Like this cheese feel like one big giant Mandela effect.
Good morning. It's time to wake up, everyone. You have to realize what's going on around you. And it's all planned. It's a narrative that's completely planned from the start. You gotta stop believing these trust fund dorks. They're only trying to hurt you. The main thing that you have to realize is that you have to look into things for yourself. No one is coming to save you. You have to save yourself. Get back to
I
growing.
think that slide to me is always the one that is just like mind blowing, that a lot of our food is banned in other countries. Like that don't make y'all's head spin. That don't make you go, what? That don't just like bother you. That does me.
To save yourself. Get back to growing your own vegetables, raising your own cattle, having your own chickens. Be self-sufficient. We shouldn't need the grocery store. Regardless of what religion or spirituality you are, you gotta admit there's some fishy going on every day. So wake up, my friends. Much love.
I think they know that we don't have a choice. You know what I mean? Most of us not gonna venture to go the vegan route because we don't find the fulfillment and the taste. We don't know. You know what I mean? And I'm starting to hear a few people speak out and say when they were completely vegan, their weight dropped down so low that it kind of caused them a few health problems. So I'm hearing people say that. So we ain't really gonna know until about 10, 20 years down the line what the effects of some of these things that we're doing now is gonna have on us, you know? But they know that they can still continue to push this food that's banned in other countries because what else are we gonna eat? Where else are we gonna go? You know? I couldn't tell you a name of a farmer that I can go to directly to get food. I need to find that out. But yeah, I couldn't tell you the name of one. We used to have a butcher shop not even a mile from us, and that closed down. So I don't know, man. I don't know what we're gonna do. I'm looking for suggestions from y'all.
Dare I say I'm not surprised? While everybody was worried about the submersible and talking about the submersible being missing and the billionaires on the submersible, the FDA approves lab-grown meat to be sold in American grocery stores. Yes, you heard that right. Lab-grown meat. The meat of the future. This makes the U.S. the second country, along with Singapore, to cultivate animal cells grown in steel tanks. This is being pushed off as a more humane and sustainable way to industrialize animal farming. So this company, Upside, is actually one of the manufacturers for this lab-grown chicken, and they will start serving their lab-grown chicken meat in restaurants in San Francisco. And this is the second manufacturer for lab-grown chicken. Their name is Good Meat, and they will start selling their lab-grown chicken in an undisclosed restaurant in DC. Good Meat is real meat, made without tearing down a forest or taking a life. Meat without slaughter. They are trying to push that a lab-grown product is better than a natural product. We all know that the government can farm in more sustainable and humane ways, but they don't do it because they don't want to spend the money, even though they have the money, but we're too busy sending trillions and millions and billions of dollars to other countries rather than worrying about our own country. But enough of that. I just love how this news was smothered under all of the news worried about the submersible. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next.
Who voted? Do we get a chance to vote? Probably not. I mean, what does our opinion care? You know what I'm saying? Like, did you vote? I didn't get a chance to vote on nothing. I didn't get asked how do I feel about it. It just was kind of just felt like the decision was made for us. Here it is. Here's the ones we're going to tell you about. Now, I don't know if you know, we may sneak and slide a little bit of and stuff you already eaten just to see if you like it. Then down the line, we'll be like, surprise! You've been eating it all along, you just didn't know it. Or somebody will come out and expose it or something like that. Some kind of way it'll come out to us, breaking news style, and yeah, you know? Then at that point, we'll be like, well, we've been eating it this long, so I guess we'll continue.
Vegetable oils are making you fat and sick. Here's why, how to avoid them, and what you can eat instead. Vegetable oils were actually toxic waste products until Procter & Gamble bribed the American Heart Association with $1.7 million in 1948. That's the equivalent of $21 million today. Then the American Heart Association starts recommending that people replace their animal fats with vegetable oils. I wonder why they would do that. We now have tons of evidence that vegetable oils are not only useless for your heart health, but they also increase your risk of just about every single chronic disease. And if you're thinking, hey, well, we all gonna die someday, it's important to note that these oils are not just causing death. They're also breaking human metabolisms, which is leading to a population that's fat, sick, and infertile. What's worse is they're found in almost all products in your grocery stores today, and virtually all restaurants cook with them. Here's how to avoid them. Check the ingredients label on every single processed food product that you buy, and do not eat anything that contains vegetable oils, seed oils, or hydrogenated oils. Also, when you go out to restaurants, let your server know that you have an allergy to vegetable and seed oils, which technically we all do, and just request that your food be cooked in butter. Vegetable oils are making you fat.
See, this is the thing, man. How do we know who's telling us which way to go? Which way is the right way to go? I hear some people say olive oil and avocado oil. That's the best way for you to go. Now I hear a person say animal fat. That's the best way for you to go. So, which one is it? I'm confused. I'm confused. I don't know, man. I'm standing at the fork in the road and I don't know whether to go left or right. Like, that's my issue, man. Because then you, like I said, you'll see this post where he's talking about animal fats. And he's talking about it. He seems like he's knowledgeable. Then you go do your research and then you'll find articles. That's another thing. I feel like when we go to do our research, everything pops up in a favor of that. So if I type in our animal fat's good for you, it'll pop up something that supports the theory. If I type out it's olive oil good for you, it'll pop up several things about why it's good for you. So it's like, I don't know, man. How do you know?
Lobster, you get lobster, right? Not always. We tried out lobster dishes of every conceivable kind at 28 restaurants around the country. It may shock you to learn that in 35% of our samples, instead of lobster, we found cheap fish substitutes. At Red Lobster, the largest seafood chain in America, we tested the lobster bisque from 3 locations and scooped out the meat. Then we sent it off to a lab. In one sample was actually langostino. 2 others had a combination of langostino and lobster. Famous Nathan's in Coney Island, Brooklyn, the lobster salad sandwich we tested came back as this guy, whiting, a much cheaper fish that certainly doesn't look like lobster. And at this restaurant called Get Hooked outside Tampa, the lobster in their lobster roll also came back as whiting.
Yes, people, I did not purposely rip the public off. Like
the owner says he makes his lobster rolls with a frozen mixture called Lobster Sensations that he buys from an outside vendor. It has lobster, but it's also filled with other cheaper fish like whiting and pollock. Lobster, you get lobster.
Bro, I'm mad. And it ain't just for this reason at all. Do you know how expensive this stuff is? Lobster is expensive. Anywhere you go and you add lobster to your meal, you're gonna pay. And I'm paying for lobster prices, but getting fish meals. getting little fish sandwich meals like I would order from either McDonald's or somewhere. I'm getting whiting? No. See, this is the type of stuff, man. Like, now you see why people be like, I'm going vegan. Like, at least they know they eating some type of plant because people ain't gonna overcharge you. Like, come on, man. Now, how are we supposed to feel about that? Now, when we go sit down, we got to figure out a way to be able to test our food and make sure that it's authentically what we ordered. I can't take this no more, man. I got to get out of this matrix, bro. This matrix here, man, is foul, conniving, backstabbing, like double crossing. Like this matrix I'm in, man. I don't know. This universe, I had to tap into the other parallel universe or something, man. You got to be kidding me, man. How many of y'all knew about this and it's sitting there with your mouth open like, I'm done. Man, y'all get at me in the comment section. Let me know what you thought of the video. Till the next one, I'm gone.